Hey, welcome to Stockford's single stall. We got my wife's car on the rack. 2019 Subaru Impreza Sport 2.0 5-speed manual. Couple problems with it. Got a code for evap canister filter plugged, which after a little bit of diagnosis, I think that's correct. And I think we have a viscous coupler going out. Tight turns, front end drives like it's locked in 4 low, tires skip and hop, and when you look at the transmission, or the whole motor basically clunks forward and backwards when she's turning. So deal with the evap thing later, maybe separately. Let's do this viscous coupler. My wife's car might be one of the highest mileage ones in the country. She puts a lot of miles on. Got 170,000 on this now, I think. So there's not much info online about the thing. I'm hoping I can help people. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but went on all data, got some info on this thing, and hopefully we can get it fixed. Okay, so where are we at? Kind of started this project before I decided to record it. I got the drive shaft out, or propeller shaft, whatever Subaru calls it. Pulled the exhaust out. That wasn't too bad. These two bolts broke, or one of them broke, I guess. If I would have used a little heat, I'm sure I could have saved it, but we'll just get some new ones and fix that. From what I understand, viscous coupler is inside here. It's just on the tail shaft of the transmission there. Like I said, it's 5-speed manual. So, found another video on YouTube. I'll link to it. Fella showed how to take the viscous coupler apart, clean up the discs in there, fill it up with this real thick silicone oil, I guess it is, they use for RC cars. We're gonna give that a shot, see if that works. If that doesn't work, we'll just have to get a new one from Subaru, but they're pretty expensive. So let's you haven't really missed much. Like I said, took this off. This is easy, just 3 bolts. And next we're gonna work on, I think we gotta deal with this shift linkage maybe. Otherwise we'll just get started pulling this thing off. So all right, let's hop into it. Okay, so here we are, just looking at all data. Looks like we have to remove this bolt, which is on that little plate bolted onto the back of the tail housing, which I already removed that plate, so I probably won't I'll just leave that plate attached to this rod. They call it the stay rod. Other than that, we just pop this bolt out from shifter linkage, and it seems like all that should be free from that tail housing. And then hopefully we can pop the bolts out of that tail housing and get going. Okay, so we're down here. Got 12 millimeter on both sides. The way God intended it. On out of there. Just the wing nut, no washers or anything. Throw that in my bin. Oh yeah. Yeah, that came right up, no big deal. Cool. Let's pound this thing off. Whoa! That felt terrible. That felt absolutely terrible, bashing into my knuckles. Whoa! Easy, guy. Easy. All right, what do we need for this? Is this 14 again? That'd be pretty neat. Oh, yeah. Let's get us a nice extension and pound this thing off with the impact. And there you fool. All right, so what do we got? We got We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ugh. There's like 9 bolts. Shouldn't be anything else attached. Knock these babies out. I assume they're all the same length, but we'll find out together. All these are the same size. No worrying about mixing them up. Okay. Whoa. Alright, so I assume this ain't just gonna pop off. She's gonna need some rap-a-tap-tap. Yeah, some sort of, I would imagine, anaerobic sealer. Oh, actually it feels more like silicone. As I put the hat in front of the camera, feels more like silicone. We'll see better once we get this baby off. Try this guy. Try this. Oh baby. I don't think I want to beat too hard on this. This is just thin metal here. Oh yeah, she's splitting. Well, wasn't planning for more oil to come out. Find something to gently wedge in there. Probably a screwdriver, which is definitely a pry bar if you turn it around. Oh yeah. Real gentle, you don't want to mess up these mating surfaces. All right, we're back. I got a couple of these plastic scraper doodabbers. I'm hoping we can just gently tap this guy in here and maybe get it to open up a bit. I wish I had a slide hammer or something I could screw into these, but I'm not going to have anything that's going to thread into that. Some ready rod or something would be pretty neat. Screw in here and knock that thing out of there, but I'm not going to have, even if I do have ready rod, I'm certain it's not metric. You full-time mechanics, man, that do automotive, I feel for you. This is miserable. I like working on semi-trucks. So much more room to work. All right, let's see if we can screw up these mating surfaces again. Looks like there might be a dowel at the very top. There's another nipple like there is here. I'm assuming 2 dowels. Maybe a third one hidden somewhere, and she's just got the bottom crack loose, but I haven't just haven't gotten to the top yet. So these are dowels. Let's see if I can zoom in here. Oh goodness, phone doesn't work very well with grease on your hands. Yeah, right there. Those dowels. We're gonna have to hit her with a little heat. See if I can get that to open up. It's just a little dog ear up there, so it shouldn't take much heat. Hopefully I don't light the whole damn car on fire. I grabbed a little baby torch. We don't want to get too fucking crazy here. Whoa! Worst case scenario, I don't have any fire extinguishers or anything. So. Oh, that's all it took. Look at that. Beautiful. That's all it took. Let's see if we can get you recording here. Okay, what all is gonna come shooting out of this thing? I don't know. Do you know? I don't. Oh, lift up a little bit. Lift up a little bit and she came. Oh goodness, that ain't gonna work. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is I'll show you this shift linkage rod. There's a set screw there. We gotta pull that out because the rod apparently stays in the transmission, so we gotta take this guy off, and then she should pop off of there. So let me figure out what size that guy is. Upon further inspection, that is not a set screw. It is a roll pin, which, sure, I guess that's a wonderful idea. Going to be kind of tough to pound that guy out. So, and now that I got this case cracked open, she don't want to close back up. I know there's some gears and other junk in here. But, maybe if I spin the tail shaft. Oh, yep, there we go. Okay, all right, that helps. From what I understand, there's a gear gear set in here connected to your output shaft. So if it's not lining up, which hopefully you'll know to knock this pin out, because I said so. If it's not lining up, spin your tail shaft just a little bit and those gears will mesh. Teeth are just laying on top of each other. So we'll probably toss one of these bolts back in just to hold all this nonsense together. Oh shoot, that ain't gonna work for you, is it? Got me a 3/16 pin punch. I think this guy is gonna fit. Not certain. There she comes. Gone forever. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, that's interesting. I've never... It's a zigzagger. Huh. You guys seen that before? I haven't. Alright, let's see if put this in my bin. See if this guy's gonna come off of here. Should, in theory. Shifting gears, which isn't really the plan. Goodness great, is this another pin? Is it a pin inside of a pin? Can't be. Can't be, is it? No. It can't be, is it? Boy, it sure looks like it. Because I can see right down the center of the pin now, and I don't see the wall of the shaft. You know, what you might call it. Well, let's give this guy a little tap. Let's see here. Boy, that is definitely another pin. Why would you put a pin inside of a pin? Huh. Well, I guess we gotta get that guy moving now, some way or another. Let's use the old socket trick again, since I was too lazy to remove the exhaust. Why did I do this? I set that right in my oil pan. Hey. There she comes. All right. That dropped right in my oil bucket. Well, good. I can put my hammer back in my oil bucket. Now, yeah, she comes right off. She comes right off. She doesn't. There she comes. Doesn't look like there's an up or down or left or right. Just shouldn't matter. Got that out. Move this light. All right. Oh boy, it's stuck again. Oh no, here we go. Here we go. We're good. We're good. I lifted up a little bit before. Popping out of there. Here she comes. Oh no, more exhaust junk in the way. There she comes, there she comes. Oh lordy. All right. Let's get this up on the bench. Let's see what in the world we're looking at. Basically, that's what you got there. Okay. And then that's what we got here. Here's our shaft, and this is our viscous coupler we were looking at. So, see if we can figure out how to get this part. All right, so what exactly are we looking at here? From what I understand, she's falling apart. This is basically a wet clutch, kind of like what's in a four-wheeler or a motorcycle. And this determines how much power is sent to the front and or rear wheels, and allows, when you're turning, these clutches in here are allowed to slip for all the different rates of speed all the wheels are turning in a constant all-wheel drive car. So let's take a look here. We have a bearing, a roller taper bearing, seems to be pressed on. Viscous coupler. Doesn't look like we're anything to worry about falling out. Just slides off of this secondary shaft, I guess that would be called. Here's your main output shaft, another roller bearing pressed on. really about it. I don't see any obvious damage. This has been an ongoing problem for quite some time with my wife's car. I'm just busy and I have a trucking company to run, and I don't always get around to our personal vehicles. Gotta be 30,000 miles ago or something like that, we started having issues. We thought it was CV axles. I put CVs in it, didn't help. Checked I was thinking maybe motor mounts. Ooh, we did chew up that case a little bit, huh? Checked motor mounts and transmission mounts, which I actually also bought because I thought maybe the mounts were a little worn and it was allowing the engine to sag in the frame and causing the CVs to bind up. But I don't believe that's the case. It seems like the major culprit with these things is this viscous coupler. I saw on online there's some aftermarket ones in the $300 to $500 neighborhood. I haven't even called Subaru. I assume this has got to be $800 or $1,000 would be my guess. But like I said, I found another guy on YouTube that you can take this ring out, pull this cap off, and you basically open up all these plates, clean them, change the oil that's in here, and he's had good luck doing that. And I think I'm going to give it a try. It was a little bit of work getting here, but I don't like throwing money at Subaru if I don't have to. I'm not a real big fan of them, to be honest. So I think we're going to open this thing up, see what's inside here. We'll clean everything up, put new oil in here. For the most part, these either fail because if you don't, from what I understand, if you don't change your transmission fluid or your front differential often enough, I guess some of that old rotten oil can creep into this or something. It's really hard on the plates in here, and they can either slip too much where you don't have all-wheel drive, or they slip too little, which causes the front end to bind up when you're turning, which is what we have here. I'm sure junk and debris gets stuck in here in these plates and they can't spin as well. Oil breaks down, all that stuff will tear this thing up. So we're gonna try just opening this up, clean all these plates, put some new oil in here, check everything else over, put it back together, see if it's better. All right, let's open this guy up. It's just a really big C-clip from what I can tell. Ooh, it's a really big tight C-clip. It's probably gonna explode open, blow my head off. I don't know. There we go, we got our C-clip. Kind of looks like piston ring to me. I don't think there's a top or a bottom. No, I don't think it matters. Get some of this stuff out of the way. Typical garage, it's a complete disaster. That there. Got a little something to put this in. Now this should come open somehow. There's a lot of yuck. A lot of just greasy grossness. I will admit, as I said before, don't always get to fixing our personal vehicles very often. This thing was way overdue for a transmission oil change. I thought we were keeping up on regular maintenance according to what Subaru recommends, but as with life, things get in the way. Maybe we can get in here. I vaguely recall that other video saying you could get in here and pry. Goodness. Anyway, I just have to grab the most expensive screwdriver I own. See if we can get in here. Oh, yep, there she comes. There she comes. Yeah, so I just got in between right here. Pry it up. That popped her loose pretty quick. See if we can get it the rest of the way without doing too much damage. Oh yeah, we're making progress now. There we go. Oof-da. Oof, it smells terrible. Whoa, wow. It smells awful. Grab a relatively little bit cleaner rag so I can wipe this off. See what exactly we're looking at here. So I would assume this comes apart somehow. It kind of looks like the teeth of the gear are separate from this top portion of the housing. And I thought at first maybe this was another big C-clip, but it is not. I don't know if well, this is interesting. Very interesting. Let's just give this a gentle little. Oh, yep. Okay. So yes, this. There, see she's coming apart. I just pried in here a little bit. And like I said, this is a separate piece. So, what do we want to do here? What side do we want to take off? I'm going to lay it like this, I think. There we go. All right. All right. Yeah, this is really some stuff here. I'm not sure if it's just the oil that breaks down and these things quit working, or if I'm going to find that these clutch plates are damaged or rusted together or what, because our problem is this thing is locking up when it should be slipping, at least from what I understand. Okay, so is this, just trying to keep track of what would we do when we put this back together. We would probably put, so we got teeth on here that need to mesh with this. So what we would do is we would set them on that, put this cover over it. I'm just trying to determine how I want to lay out this clutch pack so that I put it back the same, because I assume there's different shims and clutch sizes or thicknesses, and if you mess them up, she ain't gonna work right. So oh, this guy is stuck on here. Come on. This is some thick stuff. Grab the expensive screwdriver again. Here we need a pick. Need a pick. Where do I got a pick? Work. Boy almighty. Oh. Okay, so that's not a plate. That's actually part of this housing, I believe. Okay, so we took this, we go like this. So we want to flip our clutch plates over and lay them down, and then we would pick them up, set them right up on top. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's just do each of these individually. It'll take a little bit of time here. And there's these little metal wires here as well. What do those do? Boy, this is something else, guys. My coffee cup. There's only one way to do it, but to do it. Let's grab some brake clean. Drench her down. Try and grab one of these at a time. We're gonna go through 10 rolls of paper towels here. I can see this already. Goes down like that. Just outside. I'm not certain that brake clean won't hurt these, but I don't think it will. Can't imagine why it would. And I don't see a top or bottom or anything, so I'm not certain it matters up or down, but I would imagine thickness wise it is important. So here's this ring. I don't know if this is some sort of spacer or okay. So here's what I'm looking at here. It looks to me like that ring would go on the outside of this smaller plate, and that keeps these ends from getting caught up where these teeth go. So what I'm guessing, it seems to fit very well there, and it's thin for what would be the next really thin plate. I wonder if we can see wear marks on that, where that ring is. Yep. Sure enough. Sure enough. believe that is what's going on here. Yeah, there's a wear pattern around the entire ring. I would assume on this side too, yep. So the ring goes in between the outer tooth plates. And just separates. I'll show you on the next one. Yep, right here. You can see it's wrapped up around the plate that has the inner teeth on it. So yeah, that's what we're doing. That's going to be a bit of a bugger to put back together, but at least I know what they're for now. It makes sense to me. So like I was saying, the plates that have the teeth on the inside, this ring goes around them. Hey, it'd be a nightmare to try and hold it there, but when you start stacking all these together back into here, actually what a guy would do is probably stack them in here. That's definitely what a guy would do, because that would hold these rings in place as you're putting the plates in. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna keep moving here, clean all these up. Okay, so here we are, about 4 cans of brake clean and an hour and a half or so later. I'm going to start putting everything back together here. Probably going to wipe down these discs one more time as I place them in, and we'll start putting some of this oil in here. There's an O-ring in here where this guy sits in there. Probably be a good idea to replace these O-rings, but I guess I'm not going to. We'll see how well this works. You know, if this works great and this is what I'm going to keep on doing, then next time I'll probably replace the O-rings, because I'm sure they'll be tired. But for now, I'm just going to leave them. We're going to see what happens. I'm just going to put a little bit of Vaseline on those rings to make sure they don't fold over as I'm putting this guy back in here. Some people say you're not supposed to use Vaseline on O-rings, but I guess well, it's a controversial topic. I'm doing it. And so this guy should plop in here somehow. Is this? Oh, okay. So we got a notch here. I assume that has to sit in one of these holes. Sure, I'll get it eventually. feed it all the way yet. That's new. I didn't know. I didn't even know that come out of there. Okay. This grease is, it is crazy thick. Like I'm sure there's even more parts to this that I don't even know that they come apart because the grease is just holding it together. Let's wipe this down then too. But this will make this easier to get started because I can see. There we go. Okay. Now I've got my plates set here. Just go on like this. So I've actually take and flip these over. Okay, I'll sit there. This in here. Next up is our little O-ring doodabber. Next up is our plate with the teeth on the inside. Make sure you get your paper towel crumbs off of it. So this is where you can see now that that ring goes on the outside and separates, for whatever reason, your two plates with the outer teeth. So that little ring will always go on around the plate with the inner teeth. We'll just keep on keeping on here. Actually, let's go ahead and start putting some of this oil in here. I might actually put some gloves on, which I should have done a long time ago. And we'll just start kind of pouring this stuff in here, which it comes out extremely slow. That. I want to try and keep these holes lined up so that the fluid can work its way upwards as I go. Alright, so here we are. We got these plates loaded back in here. Just going to gently clean up this O-ring. So O-ring goes on this top plate. Just make sure it's not twisted. I think I'll put just a tickle of Vaseline on this as well. Like I said, I don't want Vaseline inside the inside the viscous coupler. We'll put this on. I would imagine it's going to be very tight to get back on. We might have to use the press or clamp of some sort. The factory, these ball bearings aren't in there yet so that the air and oil can vent out. You can pop these bearings out. I'm going to try without it. See how it goes. Well, in that case, let's use the press. I'm just gonna go nice and easy. Get too crazy, you'll split this thing open like a grenade. Nice and easy. A little bit, let it settle. See, what do we at here? Oh, a 2-ton. Is that enough to get her on yet? Yes, it is. It is. So that went quick. All right, we're just going to go ahead and continue cleaning up a little bit the mess we made here. That goop gets everywhere. Stuff does not wipe off very nice either. But do the best we can here. Sure everything's nice and clean. Our tail housing, whatever you want to call it. It just splines right back onto this guy. Suppose we could make sure all this is nice and clean too. Well, actually, before we do that, we better clean up these surfaces here, huh? While that junk is out of our way. Go ahead and do that. Did chew up the housing a little bit on the outer edges, but managed to not mess up too much towards the inside, so should seal up okay. Get this cleaned up, clean up back of the transmission, and put this together and bolt it back on. All right, got everything cleaned up. That's where you take your ultra gray and you grab a putty knife and you smear this shit on like roofing tar. Kidding, of course. Can't be too careful nowadays. And grab this tail box. This girl's kind of heavy. I'm thinking on will be a little bit more difficult than off. Sure wish I had a lift. Trying to turn the tail shaft, but I must actually. There we go. Oh, where in the devil is neutral? That should be it. There we go. There we go. Okay. A couple bolts in. I'm not gonna go crazy here. RTV's got to set up. It's a little bit of ultra gray. Ultra gray RTV, that ought to get the job done. Whoa. Oh man. All these bolts went flying at some point. Like I said, they're all the same size. Doesn't matter. Ooh. Don't go crazy. We'll just get the rest of these started. We'll let that RTV set up for 10 minutes or so. Alright kids, it's been about 10-15 minutes. Foot-pounds of torque, 29.5 according to service data. We'll just kind of go crisscross applesauce. Yeah, we're good. 29.5. Remember to back off your torque wrenches. That's gracious. Okay. Now we'll figure out how to get this guy back jiving with all this nonsense. Oh goodness, oh yeah. I was trying to figure out how in the hell that was going to reach that far, but now I'm remembering this little knuckle is what goes in there. This guy. Maybe there was no up or down. We'll still put it back the way we found it. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I got a extension. This pin fits in this socket, 9mm. We're going to put this guy up here. Make sure you drop it on your face. Put that up there. Take the extension. For some reason, it's like lined up perfectly with this hole in the exhaust bracket. And then we'll take our heave hoer and heave hole. Yep. She's heave hoeing. I'll just leave this on here. Kind of socket on its side. There she is, she's home. And then we'll put this smaller pin in here. I have no idea what in the devil this is for, but it belongs there, I guess, so we'll put it in. I mean, let's see, why not? We'll just do the same thing. Can I set it in the socket? Smaller socket would probably be better, but that's going in nice and easy. I guess that's just some sort of security or something to keep that other one from somehow working out, but geez, I don't know how in the devil it would work its way out of there. I don't know. This is Subaru's idea, not mine. Okay, we'll put this guy back in. Nut goes on top. I don't think it matters, but nut was on top before, so we'll put her on top again. 12mm wrench. I don't know what that means. 8mm bolt, I guess. 8, 10, 8. I think. Boy, if I had $1 for every time I lost a tool, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be laying here right now. I would not be laying here. I'm laying on a beach somewhere. Oh, drinking whiskey and hanging out with strippers. Wire in. Oh, there it is. Laying in my oil pile. Should have known. Should have known she'd be right in my oil pile. This thing wasn't crazy tight. Okay, and then we have our plate here. It's definitely going to be easier to put this on and then bolt it to the back of the housing there, because otherwise this is on and then you got to fight and fumble to get this stretched over. I don't know, maybe it's not too bad, but we're going to do it this way. I didn't see anything in service data for torque on these. I would guess normally something that size is going to be around 22 to 25, something like that. I'm just going to hand snug it. Okay, basically we're moving backwards now from before you guys joined me for this job. We'll put the transmission mount back in. Transmission cross member. Super simple, not much to it. All right, so basically what we got here is got the transmission mount or cross member and mount, yada yada. This guy flips up here and bolts on. I have these bolts just hand tightened because I did have to take this apart to wiggle this out from under the trans. You gotta take your jack transmission up size you can get her reasonably, and then you'll have room to slip the mount in here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so I believe I mentioned earlier, I was worried about these trans, or this trans and some of the motor mounts being worn. And that's what was causing these CV axles to bind. So this is actually a new transmission mount. In reality, I don't think it needed it. I think it was this viscous coupler. But I got paid for it, so I'm gonna put it in now. You know, might as well. Just 4 bolts here on the bottom of the transmission. Super easy. All right, we got those started. Let's give these a little, don't go crazy. Crazy aluminum transmission or magnesium, whatever the world that is. Don't go crazy is what I'm saying. And then, like this, like I said, I think I need to. Oh, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't need to after all. There's a. Oh yeah, I'm remembering now. Okay, so this slides up under here. So yes, I do need to take this apart, as I said I originally did. I don't know why I didn't trust previous me, but yeah, just take these out. Your life will be easier. Okay, trust me. Put this guy in first. Okay. So it's these guys. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this one started. No. So I gotta let that transmission down just a little bit. This goes like so and drops down into. That's it. I'm gonna let this jack down. There she is, folks. Hit these ones too. And yeah, that part's really pretty simple. I've dealt with some real nightmare transmission transfer case mounts, but yeah, not too bad. And then we'll start throwing the rest of this back together. Prop shaft, drive shaft, whatever you call it, and exhaust, and refill it with fluid. I think we'll go for a spin and see if we got her fixed. Okay, up next, put the drive shaft back in. These two bolts here for the hanger bearing, carrier bearing, whatever the hell you call it. I don't know if this is keyed or if this goes in any direction you want. Move in any direction you want. Okay. Make sure you got these bolts in far enough where this thing won't fall and knock your teeth out. Alright, let's put this drive shaft on in. You want to make sure you clean these mating surfaces. These are still in pretty good shape, being a newer car, but got an older vehicle, these start to rust and get all scaly. You want to clean these up, otherwise you'll get vibration in your drive line. Need to bend that way. Spin this puppy around. Oh, beautiful. uses these kind of half moon bolts here with a split lock washer. Flat spot goes against this side, keeps it from spinning. Should be plenty good enough. And we'll move on to the exhaust system. Okay, we got one bolt in. I was able to find one in the bin of junk. We got one bolt in. We'll work on these hangers, and then we'll put that other bolt in. I was going to replace these, but it's a long trip to town, so we're going to make do with what we have. Let's go get those hangers on. I'm sorry guys, it's going to be pretty hard for me to show what's going on here while I do it, but got one hanger this way, other hanger points that way, and they hook up there and there. Try to record what I can here, but I don't know if it's really going to do any good. There we go. Got that, and then more up here. Try to get it for you. Okay, and then once we get that other bolt in the exhaust flange up there, this should all straighten out and look right. Thought I had this right. Nope. Pretty sure that's why this is fighting me. Oh yeah, that looks significantly better. That's weird. That is really weird. That ought to work. I believe that's about it, besides putting all the skid plates back on, which if you made it this far, you know how to put skid plates on. They're stupid and awful, and there's like 30 of them. Shoot. There's another skid plate that goes here. Oh no, is it this guy? This goes here somewhere, does it? Oh yeah. Right above the exhaust. We should be able to sneak that back in though. So yeah. This guy, which goes from this side. slides into something up here. Oh, I see.